The story begins by introducing Tony, a man who loves to push rank. One very important day at his office, Tony is suddenly captivated by a beautiful girl who appears in front of his workplace. The attraction is so strong that Tony boldly chases after her and even boards a bus with her. On the bus, full of confidence, Tony tries to flirt and win her heart. Unfortunately, because he doesn't have a ticket, Tony is forced to get off midway. The important meeting with a client ends in failure. As a consequence, Tony is fired from his job. He has to let go of all his assets, including his apartment and car. In this difficult situation, Tony looks for work and temporarily stays with his younger brother named Tom, who is an expert in cybersecurity. While visiting a bar, Tony unexpectedly meets an old friend. During their conversation, the friend suddenly offers him a job to document a wedding reception. The next day, Tom visits a flower shop to meet a woman he's interested in. However, Tom is too shy about it, and Tony noticing this decides to help him. The two then agree to work together to support each other. Tony will mentor Tom to help him approach the flower shop girl he has long admired. Meanwhile, Tom will use his hacking skills to help Tony find the girl who captured his heart at the beginning of the story. Long story short, Tony's expertise in wedding documentary filmmaking leads him to meet a new client, none other than an elegant woman named Yule. His task is to help Yule capture precious moments from a wedding event. Tom, skilled in technology, joins as an assistant in this project. However, fate has other plans. Amid the busy wedding preparations, something unexpected happens. With eyes full of admiration, Tony reunites with Ola, the woman who mesmerized him since their first encounter. Tony feels the world stop for a moment when he sees Ola again, and his old feelings react. It turns out that Ola is Yule's future daughter. Learning this shatters Tony's heart into pieces. However, his determination to win Ola doesn't waver. With a bit of trickery, Tony gives Ola a small kiss. This action angers Ola, but Tony just smiles, feeling that he has set his goal. This incident, surprisingly, strengthens the bond between Tony and Ola. They start spending more time together, engaging in deeper conversations, sharing stories, and discovering many similarities. They laugh together, enjoying genuine happy moments when they're together. Their attraction grows stronger, and each other's presence brings a happiness they've never felt before. Unbeknownst to them, someone is watching them from afar. This unknown person decides to capture their intimate moments and takes photos of them. On a special occasion, Tom successfully invites Clara, the flower shop girl he has long admired, for a date. They enjoy beautiful moments together, laughing and sharing stories. However, their happiness suddenly fades when a woman appears and acts as if she is Tom's girlfriend. Clara feels disappointed and hurt by the incident and leaves with a bitter heart. What Clara doesn't know is that it was all part of a plan orchestrated by Tony. Meanwhile, preparations for Ola's wedding reception are nearing the big day. However, the atmosphere becomes tense when Ola and her future mother-in-law get into a serious disagreement. This conflict leaves Ola feeling offended, and she decides to leave the place. Tony sees this as an opportunity and tries to use it to get closer to Ola. After Ola's mood calms down, she invites Tony to meet her grandmother. The meeting goes well, and Ola's grandmother really likes Tony, even hoping that he would be the perfect partner for her granddaughter. This gives Tony new hope and confidence that his efforts are not in vain. In an unexpected event, Tom meets Clara again. However, the moment is interrupted by a pickpocketing incident targeting Clara. Whether they realize it or not, this is also part of a plan arranged by Tony. Unfortunately, the situation leads to Tom being accused of theft by the police, making things even more complicated. Despite the initial tension, this incident has a positive impact on Tom and Clara's relationship. They grow closer to each other and eventually agree to push rank together. The push rank activity makes the atmosphere even more enjoyable. Music. After the fun push rank session, Tom feels very happy. However, his happiness doesn't last long. Suddenly, Tom and Tony face a dangerous situation when a group of unknown people confront them and forcibly take them away. It turns out that Ola's father is a mafia boss who, despite being in prison, still holds significant influence and power. Ola's wedding is a strategy to help her father get out of prison. Ola's father is henchman give Tony a stern warning not to interfere with the wedding and to instead ensure a smooth execution. For the first time, Tony records Ola and Chris. His reasons become stronger because Ola's father wants his daughter to marry Chris, as Chris's parents have significant influence and can help free Ola's father from prison. Tony realizes how complicated the situation is, but continues to carry out his duties professionally. On the scheduled day, Chris is forced to miss the pre-wedding rehearsal as the groom due to an urgent matter. Tony is called to fill in for him. During the rehearsal, an unexpected event occurs when you, who hasn't pushed rank in a long time, invites Tony to a private room and asks him to push rank to play with an analog button that hasn't been touched in a while. Meanwhile, at a bar, Chris is celebrating his bachelor party before the wedding. After successfully planting cassava on Yuli's land, Tony enthusiastically visits Ola's house to invite her to push rank with him. At first, Ola refuses and kicks Tony out of her house. However, unable to resist, she eventually allows him to do so. Ola happily accepts the challenge, and they both engage in a Mobile Legends push rank session that lasts late into the night, even until morning. Not wanting to be left out, Tom also manages to invite Clara to do the same activity. With the same excitement, Tom and Clara successfully carry out the activity with enthusiasm, creating special moments in their increasingly deepening relationship. However, amid this happiness, Tony suddenly faces unexpected consequences. He becomes the victim of another kidnapping by an unknown man. Fortunately, luck is still on Tony's side because Ola witnesses the kidnapping. Without hesitation, Ola takes the initiative and visits her father, who is still in prison. In front of her father, Ola pleads for Tony's release. Since Ola is his only beloved daughter, her father reluctantly frees Tony, with Tom delivering the message of his release. Long story short, Ola and Chris's wedding must proceed as planned. Tony and Tom rush to the wedding reception venue, but their car breaks down on the way, forcing Tony to run to the venue. At the most unexpected moment, Tony arrives and disrupts the wedding. With great courage, Tony takes Ola away from her wedding reception. To everyone's surprise, Tony then reveals shocking evidence. He discloses that Chris is someone who prefers the same banana stem and has a video as proof. With this evidence, Tony makes an offer to Yule. The conditions are, first, Ola and Chris's wedding must be cancelled, and second, Ola's father must be released from prison. At the end of the film, Ola's father finally accepts the relationship between his daughter and Tony. On the other hand, Tom is seen proposing to Clara, and she accepts his proposal, and the film music ends. That's the storyline of the film. So, write in the comments what you think about this discussion, and if you like it, don't forget to give it a like.